Hello everyone, GenmaTheSamurai here, and I'm joined today by...
Raj.
Yep. He is with me today to, discuss Fire Emblem Fates. I figured I'd have someone with me to kind of, discuss, plot things with it and help get stuff going. I'm going to move that a little bit more in between. So, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I was pretty much the only one who played Fates at the same time he did.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a few other people, but, so I went and I spent like a month playing that game, like almost straight, and I beat it on Hard Mode Classic, playing it almost a month straight. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I beat it a while ago. I basically got it during college, so I played it on and off most of the time, but I still somehow beat it before he did. So it was weird. I basically first I played Birthright, then I played Conquest, then I played Revelations. But since I'm a filthy scrub, I played it on casual while he played it on classic.
Which is probably why you beat it faster than me.
Yeah, probably.
I had probably around.
You had to factor in all that permadeath. No, half the time I was just throwing units at people, hoping it would work.
I probably collectively had around 35 hours worth of chapters that I failed. It was a lot of time,
especially with the end games.
Oh gosh, don't even. Okay. So, anyways, I really, really like the game. It definitely has some flaws to it, but I think a lot of them I'm gonna have to save for the more spoiler section.
Because most of them are flaws with the story rather than the gameplay. Because the gameplay is
great. Generally speaking, I think Conquest gets very unfair at points, but it is a very good game. I don't know. Would you agree with that? Or
as far as Birthright and Conquest goes, I mean, I liked Birthright because it was more like Awakening, but when it comes to Conquest, I thought of it as a different type of game because I enjoyed the grinding aspect as Fates because it seems like with Birthright the support system worked a lot well because you could grind characters and you could basically take the time to build up affinity between certain characters. Yeah. But the thing with Conquest is because you can't grind, you basically have to decide on the fly.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that, so not only does the game go faster, it basically doesn't give you time to grind. So it doesn't give you more time to do other characters, which kind of brings up the question of because Conquest is more like the original Fire Emblems, the support system doesn't work as well because it wasn't necessarily a system that was in every Fire Emblem game. They just brought it back because it worked in Awakening.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, that was kind of a problem. I mean, no, Conquest got so hard to me. I had to I ended up admittedly, I ended up resorting to using that, grinding DLC. It got so hard.
You used the grinding DLC?
I ended up doing that at several points. Because it was so hard. That's it. I mean, that did help with some of the support things, but I overall, so for example, that route, I did not care at all about getting the kids. Yeah. I was just building up the character supports themselves and making sure the units were leveled well, and that was the important part to me.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't use the grinding DLC in Conquest is because I was playing on casual. Yeah. And to be honest, as far as the kids go, they kind of seemed shoved in compared to the original. I mean, compared to Awakening.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you take him from the baby room. You could literally cut that out, and it wouldn't affect the story at any place at all.
It really
it's
wouldn't.
More non-canon.
It is practically non-canon. I mean, a lot of that has to do with, the game it came from, Fire Emblem 4.
Because it basically revived this
genealogy of the Holy War or whatever. But in Awakening, it made sense. It had a point in the plot, and even though the plot was weird in Awakening, I liked it, and it had a lot of characters I really liked in it. And yeah, I really liked in this game. I mean, from a gameplay standpoint, it's cool that they brought back the child mechanic, but even from that standpoint, I felt some of the child chapters were bullcrap.
Which one specifically? Because I remember Kana on Conquest just being because it was just an onslaught of enemies.
That one was actually the easiest one for me.
What?
The one that was bull was Ryoma's kid.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, because he's so weak. You'd expect him to be more powerful.
No. So here's the thing that's ridiculous. So on a side note, guys, if you guys are playing the game and you're planning to get the kids, somehow get them as early as possible. because the chapters balance with your progression.
Yeah, they scale, basically.
But here's the thing. Because they want you to have the option with the class up system, the furthest the kids will class up with everyone else, the furthest the kids will level up with everyone else is level 20 of their base class.
No, it doesn't.
No. You have to
No, I remember later in Revelations with the Offspring Seal, it actually brought them up to level 1.
Yes, but you have to get them first, and that's why Ryoma's chapter was bull.
Because you have to, he's technically still a weak unit.
But this was the thing, is if he stood still, if he just stood freaking still, that would have made things so much better. But when I went in there, I had to use, once you get him, the chapter is actually not that bad. It's the process of getting him. I restarted that chapter so many gosh darn times. I had to go, I would rush in. I essentially had to do this thing where, I paired people up with Pegasus Knights, went in, killed one dude, came in one dude, then had to, bring in one person with a Pegasus, switch over to Sakura, use a rescue staff, bring him in. But the whole process was to make sure that even after I rescued him, there was no enemy he would choose to go attack, because he will do that. And B, that no enemy will go and attack him.
I mean, you'd expect him to be as powerful as Ryoma, but he's actually pretty weak, at least when I got him.
When you class him up, he is better.
Alright.
But, yeah.
Because I got him late in Revelations and I never used him.
Yeah, no, I got him in Birthright. He was decent. I actually, in Revelations, he was great, because I paired him with Camilla.
No, that's what I did too.
Yeah, no, but because of that, I gave him, a Bolt Naginata, so, he was generally really balanced, because, he had a physical and magical, and he had, he basically had balanced defense, balanced res, balanced attack, balanced magic.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, okay, whatever combination I did in Conquest to get Kana in that.
Yeah.
So in Conquest, when I played it, I paired up my avatar with Camilla. And whatever combination that made Kana extremely overpowered. I'm talking near the end of Conquest. Even, this is still casual, but the power is still there. She was much more powerful than my avatar. The only way I was able to get the avatar above, or at least equal to Kana, was by using stat boosters. But it literally ended what was the chapter? Where you had to storm the fortress and kill in Conquest?
Shh.
Oh.
This is non-spoiler section. I'll probably maybe jump cut.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways.
Alright. Okay, well, alright. Alright, what was that chapter? Where you had to storm the fortress and
fight person. Yes. That chapter... Okay, fun fact. I saw one person do a video on that one, but I know which one you're talking about, because I ended up potentially jump cutting a thing for spoiler reasons.
Yeah, I kind of messed up on
It's fine. So that chapter was fun. But, it wasn't fun. It was hard. It was long and tedious, and the ballista sucked. But I saw one person actually try and take everyone full front in the bottom left corner, and I realized upon, I think it was restart number 3 or something, I noticed that there was a single person wide gap in the top right corner, so I just used Camilla and spent several turns literally just passing people to the opposite side of the ridge, and the people on the bottom left don't even follow you up there, so you can just skip fighting that person, that other stuff.
Okay, so no, what I did is okay, back to what I was saying about Kana. So it basically ended up where all of my units died. Kana was the only one left, but she had this ability where she could regenerate. I think it was on every odd turn she would regenerate 50% of her health.
Oh god.
And it basically made it so that she was literally the last unit standing. And because if I stayed near corners, she could literally, as long as she had a Dragonstone equipped, which healed her, she could literally just eventually take out all the enemies. And that eventually let me beat the level with just one unit because of that one skill. And it was even more insane in another chapter where my avatar and her were the only ones left. And it was alright, they were in a paired unit here, and there were 5 Pegasus Knights all around them, and they could not do zilch. They could do a few turns later, all of them are dead.
Oh yeah. But I want to say, at least for my experience when I played through this game, is that Good lord on that, though. For me, anyway, my Kana wasn't exceptional. I mean, she was better in my Birthright playthrough than my Conquest one. Mm-hmm. But at least for me personally, my Avatar character was always better. But I don't know. But no, it was crazy. Some of the Conquest chapters got really stressful. Like Conquest, again, for me, might be harder than Radiant Dawn, which is crazy.
I never played Radiant Dawn, so I won't have a...
Yeah, I know.
I should probably pick it up. I mean, I have a Wii U. How much does it cost online? Is it like 200 like the other ones? Like an insane amount of money on eBay?
I had to pay $70 for a used one. So
that's fair. I mean,
yeah.
probably exorbitant.
Yeah. So that's a thing. But overall, yeah, I don't know about Conquest. Yeah, I'll save some of that for like the spoiler section.
Yeah, because honestly, the main meat of this is just the story.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about some of the chapters, but some of them would also involve like some spoilery things. I will say there was one chapter in Birthright that was hilarious because there was one where we fought a character from I'm not gonna say who, and I two-turned that chapter. And
two-turn that chapter.
And
was it near the end with like the like?
It was the one like in like the swamp, in Birthright. I think you know the one I'm talking about without spoilers.
The one with the fallen. Or the faceless?
Yeah.
Okay, how'd you two-turn that? Oh yeah, no, I think I do that in like 3 or 4 turns too.
No, for me, I killed a few of them. Moved Silas, who has a beast killer. Went with Azura, made him move again. Went over, he one-shot the boss.
Jeez.
It was great.
Amazing.
Yeah, or maybe it wasn't one-shot. I don't know. If it was two-turn, it wouldn't be one-shot. There was one chapter I did a one-turn on. The one with Azura's kid. Shigure? Did you ever get him?
I barely remember him.
Okay.
He wasn't that memorable.
That chapter was so easy. Like, legit, it has a cool gimmick. It's just, so essentially you have this boat in the middle, and then there's 2 boats, one on top, one on bottom.
And every turn, one hit the other side of the boat, the other hit the other
so you remember this one?
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay.
I don't remember the character, though.
Literally, what I ended up doing when I redid that one in Revelations was I paired Takumi with a flyer. Flyer went straight in the boss range, switched to Takumi, he got a crit, 1 turn.
Okay, well you're talking, I don't know what the hell you did to him, but he is insanely powerful.
I used him!
No, I think we were both like 2 levels away from each other, and you still...
Might have been just RNG. Who knows?
Jeez.
Literally, he is... Okay, I just want to say right now, Takumi is the best archer since, like... Oh god, he's just incredible. It reminds me of Shinon from Radiant Dawn, but like, but if you gave him like a bow equivalent of the Sword of Seals from like Fire Emblem 6, essentially, you know Roy, right?
Yeah, I know Roy.
Yeah.
I've seen him in Smash.
So fun fact, he is actually the worst unit, worst main character.
He seems like
stats wise.
Like I don't know what it is, but he just seems like the weak character.
But he has a sword that makes him stronger than everyone else with only, like, at, like, level 5 of his second class.
Wow.
Like, that sword he uses is the only reason he's good. And that's kind of Takumi a little bit. Like, the Fujin Yumi is broken.
I don't know, Silver Yumi actually did more damage.
No, Fujin Yumi is really good. Maybe that's why he wasn't as good. Equip it because it buffs his stats and stuff.
Oh. That's probably why.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, it was really good. So, okay. Yeah.
Transition to the spoiler section now?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Which one would be your favorite route?
I'd have to say Revelations just on basis of the fact that it has an epic final boss.
I can agree with that, but we're not going to talk about that.
To be honest,
but that was amazing. We'll talk more about that spoiler section, but that was amazing.
Because to be honest, it's like it kind of felt like the final bosses of the other two routes. They didn't feel like final bosses because there wasn't much of a scale there. Because it's like you're going into this game knowing there's like 3 different routes, so you know this isn't the end. So you don't feel the scale of it. You feel like it's just one ending to like.
But yeah, no, that third one, that one was probably the best final boss I've seen in a Fire Emblem game.
I think.
Well, wait, no. Well,
I think the reason that I think more of it is like one single game and like the Revelations is because I just come out of Undertale like right before I played this game, and if you know the story behind that game, if you've played it, then you can kind of understand what I'm talking about like save states and everything. I was kind of thinking about that while playing the 3 different routes, so it kind of feel like it didn't end.
I mean, yeah. I will say this though, when it came to, God, it was so many. That was a great final boss. I think Radiant Dawns might still be cooler because that is the only thing I don't like about most final bosses in Fire Emblem games. Mm-hmm. Again, more on that later. But is just how most of them, the way they compensate for the bosses. The bosses are typically easy themselves, but they have like a crud load of enemies they throw at you to compensate. Mm-hmm. I respected. Radiant Dawn is like the only case I know of where the boss itself is hell, but there's no enemies to compensate. It's just the boss itself was hell. So that's why I say I might think Radiant Dawn probably had the best one, but this one would definitely be a close second. I really liked it. So anyway, yeah. So I don't know. You advise these games to people?
Oh yeah, I recommend these games. I mean, I myself I'm not a very big strategy fan, but I still enjoyed the games. So
yeah.
I usually play games for the story, and I thought this was like a really good story. So
yeah,
I mean, despite its flaws, which we're going to talk about in the spoiler section.
Yeah. So overall, So, anyways, I guess go play the games, guys. They're very fun. If you guys have played it, we'll be talking about spoilers in a moment. Or at the very least, I might make a separate video. That's a potential thing I might do. As in, I'll just cut it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
so, just let you guys know. If you guys have not played it, go play it. It's great. I would say, actually, it's a pretty good reason to own a 3DS. Almost.
I mean, if you're going to buy a 3DS for any game, I'd say it'd be this one. I mean, the only game I could think of worth buying the game for would be the 3D Zelda remakes, but...
Majora's and Ocarina 3D are great, too. Yeah.
I mean, I think I originally bought a 3DS because of the Ocarina of Time 3D remake.
Yeah. Oh, man, Ocarina 3D was great. And Majora 3D was great, too. Anyways, so there we go. I don't know. Just go play them, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk about spoilers in the spoiler video. So, yeah, go play.
Go play it.